Say it.
You, I'm not gonna say it. You're the type of persona who can play an RPG and tell us all about it. And that RPG is here, Reynatis.
Uh, okay, so background for this game. I was like, hey, this game looks like it could be something. And then I saw who was a part of this game, and my hopes got really high. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. They got freaking Kazushige Nojima, the guy who wrote Final Fantasy VII and like Final Fantasy VIII scenario planner and like all these like things. I was like, oh my gosh, dude, he's a scenario planner for Kingdom Hearts. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And then they got the music by Yoko Shimomura, who Kingdom Hearts lady. Also, she did the music for Kingdom Hearts, also for Paper Mario and a bunch of awesome other stuff. I was like, these are, oh my gosh, everything's so cool. And then there's this studio who made the game called Furyu, I think. Let me scroll up. Yeah, Furyu Corporation. They have made a bunch of interesting video games. It's the nice way to put it. They've made Cry Machina. They made the Alliance Alive. They made Trinity Trigger. They made the Caligula Effect. They made Monarch. They're a studio that also kind of excels at this like AA, like we're gonna make a game. It's gonna be fun to play, but you're gonna have to deal with something really bad and the way it's gonna look like shit, you know. So yeah, this game is so weird. It's so hard to explain. But basically, the best way to describe the story is kind of like Harry Potter, maybe. It's a little bit of a good way. Like if you're a cop, but you're a cop, right? So there's two main characters. One character is a wizard. One character is a cop, and basically the cops hunt the wizards because they're not supposed to use magic. And so that kind of theme of like the dual kind of identity kind of like floods into the mechanics of the game and the story, blah blah blah. So basically, the way the game works is it plays like a Devil May Cry game, but you can also switch to a mode called suppressed mode, which makes you able to avoid any attack with the press of one button. So the game is like you'll be attacked and there's like all this crazy stuff going on. You go into suppress mode and you're like beep, 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 and you're jumping around. And then you have liberated mode, which you can like go crazy and you won't be able to defend. So you have to like time your little like, you know, your hits and your defenses and your offensive accordingly. So it's pretty fun to play, actually. But it is pretty rough to play at the same time. But I want to say it feels bad. It's just weird. It's a very interesting thing. It kind of feels like you know, like a bullet hell game where you're like you have those modes where you can like absorb bullets or you can shoot.
Yeah. Like
it feels like that, but if it was like a 3D character action game, it's very odd. And then you kind of jump in these like pocket dimensions. They're called the fog. And you're kind of going, and you can play as you swap between the female character and the male character. The male character is a wizard who's being hunted because he uses magic outside or whatever. And then the female character is a cop, and she's hunting him down because he can't use magic outside, whatever. You know, it's very anime, very crazy, very like, it's like imagine Kazushige Nojima just writing the stupidest thing you could think of right here, you know. It also has like life sim kind of stuff too.
Really?
In between. Yeah, it's weird, dude. But yeah, it's I don't know. I wouldn't want to make anybody play it, but it's definitely a game for people. Certain people. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the best example of that mid tier game. You know, it's like it's not gonna get anything above a 7 by anybody, or a 6 even. So yeah,
It's very particularly aimed. Yeah. Okay.
But the art style is pretty cool. The character
art looks
designs
neat.
are awesome. I don't know. The music's good. It's just kind of a roughie. But yeah, it's fun to play. It's very unique. Just not what I was in the mood for at the time. Yeah,
I mean, yeah. No, I was gonna say it like it looks like the kind of game that there's a lot of expectation forward, and maybe the systems are a little too. They're expecting a lot of the player coming into this. It's kind of what it seems like. Would that be a good statement?
I wouldn't say that. I think it thinks too much of itself.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
it's like, oh, we're gonna be really, really hard. It's like, you're not really that, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It thinks it's the craziest thing to ever exist.
Sure.
You know.
Okay.
And then it also does that really Japanese media thing where it's like really exposition heavy and really tutorial heavy, where it's like you start the game, it's like tutorial time. It's like, okay, cool. Like it's like the onloading into the game is very rough. It's just like little things like that. It makes me go, I don't really feel like being treated like a baby.
Sure. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. A lot of hand holding almost in a way.
Yeah, it immediately is like it shows you a cutscene and it's like, hey, you're a cop, and also here's a tutorial. I'm gonna teach you. It's like, oh, okay, cool, thanks.
I mean, the designs look good, but
it's a very weird thing that these like mid-tier Japanese studios do. It's like all of them kind of do the same kind of thing, where it's like, we don't have a lot of time to talk. We're gonna do the tutorial now, and then we're gonna go. That's just kind of, I don't know. Very interesting. I will say, very interesting. The reviews on Steam are pretty positive, so it's kind of one of those like, you might like it.
If you're gonna like it, you're gonna really like it.